Hey guys, welcome to our master bedroom tour. You've been following along with us. We've been working on little projects here and there, and I'm finally ready to show you our complete farmhouse bedroom makeover. We wanted a really nice, calm retreat for our master bedroom, so our tones are mostly neutral with a few pops of color. We start off with this antique mirror that was actually here before, but I feel like it got lost because the room was so dark. So the very first thing we did was get rid of the brown wall color. While it was a pretty color, it was super dark. We don't have a lot of natural light, so we wanted something light and bright. We used the same color that we've used in the rest of the house, which is a color match to DIY White Swan. I'll have Zeb put a picture so you can see the color match like numbers, and you can take it to Home Depot and they can make that paint for you if you're interested. We use Bear Marquee in satin. I like the marquee paint because it covers in like 2 coats. It says it's supposed to cover in 1, but when you're doing your own color, it's not guaranteed. And I found that it covers really well in 2 coats, which when you're going from dark to white is great. Saves a ton of time. And I feel like when you're using white paints, if you can get coverage in 2 coats instead of 4, you're also saving money as well as saving a bunch of time. We used our existing bed and headboard. We just cut the bed down because the headboard was a little bit high. Another thing that we did was we got rid of our dark curtains and switched over to drop cloth curtains. One of the things that we like to do when we're hanging the curtains, we have the bar higher than the window and wider, so when the curtains are open, the full window is exposed. It allows more light in and actually makes the window look bigger. Our nightstands are the exact same nightstands that we had before. We just repainted the white to freshen it up, and then we stained the tops with Real Stain number 2. We just sanded all the way down to the natural wood and stained them. I like the two-tone. The other thing that we did to freshen them up is we went from the pools that we had to a little bit more of a farmhouse cut pool. I just purchased those at my local hardware store, and I think the update, even though it's small, makes a huge change in the room. We kept the doors behind the nightstands and the corbels with the lamp, but Zeb updated the corbels and gave them a little bit more detail, and I think it just adds a little bit more of a fun touch to our room. Most people might not notice, but it's those small details that make a great impact. We didn't really change up our bed much. Zeb made this platform bed with turned legs the last time we did a bedroom redo, but we did cut down the headboard just to allow a little bit more of the window to show through and to make the pillows look a little bit bigger. It just was a scale issue, so we just cut it down just a little bit. The bedding, we stayed with a white neutral bedding, but I switched up the comforter and my Euro shams because I wanted something with a little bit more texture. We wound up finding the bedspread at Walmart, but the Euro shams, even though they're from Walmart, are a different set because the shams that matched my bedspread were just the king size shams, and I really like the look of 3 Euro shams across a king size bed. I went on Pinterest and all my favorite beds had those style shams, so I just kind of mixed and matched, so I got a look and a texture that I love. In front of the Euro shams, we used ticking stripe fabric that we have down in the basement on our couch. We just made 3 pillows, and then the pillow in the front is a grain sack pillow, and the grain sack pillow is just over the top of an IKEA down pillow. We just made like an envelope slip cover, and I love the fact that it adds a little bit of a vintage touch to my bed, and the color fits right in with everything I have going on. So we used the same bench at the end of the bed that we had before, but we did add a giant rug. Well, actually we added 2 rugs. I looked everywhere locally that I could, and I couldn't source anything that A, I could afford, and B, that I liked. So we went to Walmart, we took 2 5x7 rugs, we duct taped them down the middle and made 1 giant rug. If you do find a rug that you like and you have a king size bed, an 8x10 or a 7x10 is just about perfect. Sometimes I think that people used undersized rugs, and that's never attractive. You want to make sure that your rugs are big enough that they're poking out about 2 feet all around the edge. My favorite piece in the room is definitely the buffet. It's an entertainment center below our TV. It was the very first thing I painted, and it kind of led the style for the entire room, which is kind of a chippy, relaxed farmhouse with a little bit of mint peeking through. You'll notice that our buffet has mint peeking through, our nightstands have some mint, as well as our gallery wall has a big mint frame around it. So it's just a little bit of color that adds some fun, but mostly everything is a neutral texture. The buffet has the TV above it, and Zeb framed that out to give it a little bit more farmhouse charm. I know not everybody has a TV in their master bedroom, but this is where I go to veg out and hang out, and my favorite thing to do at the end of the day is have a snack and watch TV. So I'm not about to go without a TV for design. And the only way I could blend my love of design and TV was to have Zeb make a frame for it with some chippy salvage from the backyard. On top of the buffet, Zeb has some candlesticks that he made just for me. We do sell the candlesticks at jamirayvintage.com, but not this design specifically. If you are interested in getting candlesticks that aren't white, just be sure to use the code unfinished when you're checking out, and you'll get candlesticks that don't have any finish on them, and then you can stain and white wax them the way that we did. I felt like the buffet needed a little bit of softening, so we had these IKEA plants that I actually had in my design before, and we added them behind the candlesticks. The other thing that the candlesticks and the plants do is on one side I've got the cord for my TV and it hides that. We could have taken the cord and put it through the wall so you couldn't see it, but this was a heck of a lot easier and a prettier solution for covering that up. So on the gallery wall, we used some prints that I found. I found the prints initially on Pinterest. They were free printable. I'll make sure Zeb puts the link below. And then I just had them printed out. You could print them at home too if you had a good color printer. We just have a black and white, so I went ahead and had them printed out professionally. And then the frames are from IKEA. I went with them because they're inexpensive and I needed 12 of them. And then we just took the white frames and did a little bit of black wax, so it gives it a little bit of detail and makes it not look so new. Because most everything in here is kind of an aged, worn effect, and anything stark and white would have looked funny in here. So for in the corner, there was like a space that I thought that I was gonna put my full-length mirror on, but it just looked funny. I guess I could have repainted the mirror, but I wasn't quite sure about it. And then I thought that a blanket ladder would fit the space really well. Zeb just custom made a ladder for me. He used crib rungs for the ladder, and then he just cut down a couple of 2x4s for the sides. Pretty simple. If you do want to make your own ladder, I'll make sure that Zeb puts the link for our ladder DIY. In the DIY, we didn't use crib rungs, but we just used wood from the hardware store. Either works great. We just gave it a chippy finish, and I finished it off with some antique quilts that I've been hoarding for a while. I don't like to have too much on my nightstands because I use them mostly for snacks and my phone charging station, so I keep them pretty neat. I do enjoy fresh flowers. So on my nightstands, I have some fresh flowers in some canning jars. And then we have two very special gifts that were sent to us. One is an antique log book that Zeb received. On my side, I have a journal that Kirsty from Adeline Country Cottage made me. She mailed it all the way from Australia. So be sure to check out her channel, and I will have Zeb put the link below so that way you can watch her video. She goes through some major effort to make these beautiful journals with layers and texture and vintage logbooks and vintage postcards. They're absolutely beautiful, one-of-kind works of art. I'm totally excited to start using it, so I figure if I put it next to my bed, when the inspiration strikes, I'll have somewhere to put it. On Zeb's side of the table, he has a lumber and log book that he got from Angela at Bertha Louise Designs. She knew he would love a book all about the way that lumber was milled back in the day. I think it dates back to the late 1800s, and it's really cool to have something that has survived that many years. Alright guys, so that is our master bedroom tour. I hope that you enjoyed following along with us as we did this journey. I'm sure that we'll tweak a few things.
There's a few things that actually still need done, but you probably won't get to see those on camera, like the closet door still doesn't have a door now.
Shh, don't tell people that. Zeb was super patient with me on this design. Sometimes, I feel like some designers know exactly what they want, and for me, I have to do like layer by layer, and I don't know till I get to a certain point in the design what the next step is going to be. So he was pretty patient. And
I was hoping on the botanical wall, I made some roses for when we were still in high school that I drew, and those didn't make the cut. They didn't make the cut because they're bright red and they don't really fit the decor thing.
You didn't even tell me you wanted to put those in there.
That's alright, I don't really care that much. I just found them when we were going through the stuff in the room. She found them the other day.
We found a lot of old stuff.
Well, I thought they had been lost. I didn't even know they were still around. So I was like, oh cool, I drew that back in like 1999.
Hopefully we can keep our room clean.
Yeah, I'll probably be making the bed because I usually come to bed around midnight, 1 o'clock, and then
I'm up before him.
She's up before me, and then I crawl out of bed.
The rule is we decided this is a new rule. Whoever gets out of the bed last has to make the bed. So I'm going to be encouraged to get up early because I don't want to have to make the bed.
I told her I'm just not going to make the bed because I'm just going to stay in it all day.
There will be nobody to do the things. Alright, be sure to go to jamirayvintage.com so you can purchase any of the paint, or if you're interested in the candlesticks, And check the description box. Seb's going to put all of the videos. So if you want to know how we did any part of this, we've got all the videos below and you can recreate it in your home. Comment below with any questions, concerns, comments, anything you want to know about in our room, whether you like it or you don't like it. Just let us know how you feel about it, or if you've got any DIY questions or problems you have in your own room, we're happy to try and help you out. I always feel like a room needs to be somewhere that's comfortable, but it also has to be functional. And I don't like a lot of stuff.
We like to hide stuff in the drawers and the closets.
Yeah.
That's where the
mostly,
mess goes.
That's where all the mess goes. That's where it's important. You have to have places to hide things. Don't forget to hit that notifications button. We have a lot of fun videos coming up this week. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.